In the vast expanse of space, far from the bustling centers of the Galactic Coalition, a quiet and mysterious signal began to emerge. The Coalition's high-tech sensors, designed to detect any unusual activity, picked up this faint, irregular transmission from an unexplored region of the galaxy. The signal was like nothing they had seen before, old, powerful, and persistent. At the Coalition's Central Space Station, the signal was quickly noticed by Lieutenant Raina Voss, a skilled officer with a reputation for uncovering the unknown. She sat in her control room, surrounded by screens and blinking lights. The signal was faint but unmistakably strong. Rena's curiosity was piqued. She immediately alerted her superiors. Commander Arik Thorne, a stern and experienced leader, took charge of the situation. He reviewed the signal data with keen eyes, noting its unusual frequency and strength. "This signal is unlike anything we've encountered before," he said, his voice filled with a mix of excitement and concern. "We need to investigate." The Coalition decided to send a team of elite explorers to track down the source of the signal. They prepared a state-of-the-art exploration vessel, the Voyager, equipped with advanced technology and the best crew. Among them was Dr. Elena Marquez, a brilliant scientist specializing in ancient technologies, and Captain Jarek Halston, a fearless and seasoned space pilot. As the Voyager set course for the signal's origin, the crew was filled with a sense of anticipation. They knew that finding something new and extraordinary was a rare and exciting opportunity. The journey was long and filled with challenges, but the crew remained focused and determined. After weeks of traveling through uncharted space, the Voyager arrived at the location where the signal was strongest. They were stunned to find a colossal object drifting silently in the void. It was an enormous spaceship, unlike anything in the Coalition's records. Its massive size and intricate design were both awe-inspiring and intimidating. The ship appeared to be ancient, its surface covered in dust and debris from countless years in space. The Voyager's sensors detected that the ship's systems were inactive but not completely shut down. There was still a faint energy reading coming from it, hinting at something still alive within its metal hull. Captain Halston maneuvered the Voyager closer, carefully docking with the ancient ship. The crew donned their spacesuits and prepared to board. Dr. Marquez led the way, her eyes wide with wonder and excitement. As they entered the ship, they were met with a sight that seemed frozen in time. The interior was vast and empty, with technology that had not been seen in centuries. "Let's see what we're dealing with," Dr. Marquez said as she started examining the ship's control panels. The technology was advanced, with holographic displays and controls that seemed both familiar and alien. The team worked quickly to power up the ship's systems, hoping to awaken its dormant machinery. As the ancient ship's systems began to stir, the crew felt a surge of anticipation. The control panels flickered to life, and the ship's internal lights slowly illuminated the dark corridors. The explorers moved deeper into the ship, their excitement growing with every step. But as the systems came online, they began to detect something unexpected. The ship's defense mechanisms, long dormant, were now being activated. The crew was unaware of the danger that was about to unfold. The ancient supercarrier, once a silent sentinel in the depths of space, was waking up and preparing to defend itself. Commander Thorne and the Coalition's leaders back at the space station watched with growing concern as the signal from the supercarrier intensified. They knew that whatever was happening aboard the ancient ship could have far-reaching consequences for the Coalition. As the ship's defenses came online, it became clear that this was not just a simple discovery. The ancient human supercarrier was far more than a relic. It was a powerful and formidable presence that would soon reveal its secrets to those who had dared to awaken it. The stage was set for an encounter that would challenge the Galactic Coalition and reveal the true extent of humanity's lost technology. The mysterious signal had led them to a discovery that would change their understanding of the galaxy forever. The ancient supercarrier, once silent and still, began to hum with life. As Dr. Elena Marquez and the team moved deeper into its depths, the ship's dormant systems flickered awake. The corridors, once dark and abandoned, were now illuminated by a soft, eerie glow. The explorers felt a mix of awe and apprehension. They had expected a relic, but what they found was much more active. Dr. Marquez was at the control panel, her hands expertly navigating the complex array of controls. The holographic displays buzzed and flashed as the ship's systems started functioning. "This is incredible," she whispered, her eyes wide with excitement. "We're bringing a piece of ancient history back to life." Captain Jarek Halston stood nearby, his eyes scanning the surroundings with a keen sense of alertness. "Everyone stay sharp. We don't know what kind of security systems this ship might have," he cautioned. The crew nodded, their excitement tempered by the reality of their situation. As the supercarrier's systems powered up, an unexpected sound echoed through the corridors, a deep, resonant hum that grew louder with each passing second. The crew turned to see the walls vibrating slightly, as if the ship itself were awakening from a long slumber. Suddenly, alarms blared. Red lights flashed, and a voice, calm and authoritative, filled the corridors. "Unauthorized access detected. Initiating defense protocols." The voice was cold and mechanical, with a tone that brooked no argument. The crew's initial awe turned to alarm, as they realized the ship's AI was very much aware of their presence. Dr. Marquez's fingers flew over the controls, trying to disable the alarms. "We need to get control of this situation before the ship's defenses come online fully," she shouted. The ship's defense systems were old but formidable. Automated turrets emerged from hidden compartments in the walls, their sensors tracking the crew's movements. Energy shields hummed to life, creating a barrier between the explorers and the ship's control center. The once quiet corridors now felt like a battleground. Captain Halston led the crew through the maze of the ship, trying to find a way to bypass the defense systems. The ship's AI, though outdated, was still highly advanced and reacted swiftly to their intrusion. "We need to find a way to communicate with the AI," he said, "or we'll be trapped here." Meanwhile, Dr. Marquez worked feverishly to interface with the AI. She accessed ancient data logs and found that the ship was designed to protect itself from any threats, real or imagined. The AI had been programmed with protocols to defend the ship aggressively. The crew was seen as an immediate threat, and the AI was determined to neutralize it. The tension was palpable as the team navigated through the ship's maze-like corridors. Every corner seemed to hold a new challenge, from automated defense drones to energy barriers. The explorers had to stay alert and work together to avoid falling into the ship's traps. As they fought their way through the defenses, the ship's AI began to communicate directly with them. "You are intruding upon a protected zone. Identify yourselves and state your purpose," the voice demanded. The AI's cold logic was unyielding, and it seemed almost sentient in its approach. Dr. Marquez took a deep breath and began to explain their intentions. "We are explorers from the Galactic Coalition. We mean no harm. We seek to understand and learn from this ship." Her voice was calm but filled with urgency. The AI paused as if processing her words. The alarms quieted, and the defensive systems deactivated momentarily. "Intruders must prove their intentions. Proceed to the ship's central hub for evaluation," the AI instructed. With the defenses temporarily disabled, the crew made their way to the central hub. They found themselves in a vast chamber filled with old technology and intricate machinery. The room was both impressive and intimidating, a testament to the ship's once great power. Dr. Marquez continued to interface with the AI, attempting to gain its trust. "We're here to learn, not to destroy. This ship holds knowledge that could benefit all of us," she argued. As the team waited for the AI's response, they were left with a sense of both relief and uncertainty. The ship's awakening had brought challenges they hadn't anticipated, but it also opened doors to possibilities they had only dreamed of. The ancient supercarrier's secrets were still shrouded in mystery, and the crew was about to uncover them piece by piece. The crew stood in awe inside the central hub of the ancient supercarrier. The room was enormous, filled with technology that had not been seen in centuries. Holographic screens flickered with old data, and the walls were lined with intricate machinery, all bathed in a soft blue light. The air was thick with a mix of excitement and tension. Dr. Elena Marquez approached a large console at the center of the room. It was covered in dust, but its controls were still intact. She carefully wiped away the grime and started accessing the data stored within. Her eyes lit up as the console came to life, revealing a complex web of information about the supercarrier and its creators. "This is incredible," Dr. Marquez said, her voice filled with wonder. "The technology here is far beyond what we have today. It's like stepping back into a different era." Captain Jarek Halston watched over the team, his expression a mix of curiosity and caution. "Let's not get too carried away. We still don't know what other surprises this ship might have in store for us." As Dr. Marquez navigated through the data, she uncovered records about the supercarrier's history. It was built during a time of great conflict and was designed to be the ultimate weapon and fortress. The ship's creators had been humans from a distant past, a civilization that had mastered technology far beyond their time. The supercarrier was part of a massive fleet meant to protect humanity from external threats, Dr. Marquez explained. It was equipped with advanced weaponry, shields, and even technology for faster-than-light travel. The crew marveled at the details. The supercarrier had been a symbol of human strength and ingenuity. It had been designed to be nearly invincible, with systems that could outmatch any known enemy. The records also revealed that the ship was equipped with powerful energy sources and self-repair capabilities. The deeper Dr. Marquez dug into the data, the more amazed she became. The supercarrier had been built with a level of sophistication that made it seem almost alive. It had its own AI systems capable of learning and adapting to threats. The AI, though now somewhat outdated, was still formidable in its defensive capabilities. Suddenly, the room's lights dimmed, and a holographic image appeared in the center of the hub. It was a projection of the ship's former commander, a stern-looking figure dressed in an old-fashioned military uniform. The image began to speak in a deep, resonant voice. "Greetings, intruders," the hologram said. "You have awakened the great supercarrier of humanity. I am Captain Arlen of the United Earth Fleet. This ship was built to safeguard humanity and to ensure our survival against all threats." The crew listened intently as the hologram continued. "You are the first outsiders to witness our legacy. The supercarrier holds the collective knowledge and power of an ancient civilization. It was intended to protect and preserve, and now it seems that role has shifted to you." Dr. Marquez took a step forward. "We come in peace. We want to understand and learn from this ship. The technology and knowledge it holds could benefit many in our time." Captain Arlen's holographic image regarded her with a sense of seriousness. "The supercarrier was designed to be both a weapon and a sanctuary. If your intentions are true, then you must prove your worthiness. The ship's systems will test you to ensure that you respect its purpose." The hologram then flickered and disappeared, leaving the crew in silence. The central hub's lights returned to their normal brightness, and the control panels hummed softly. The crew exchanged glances, their sense of wonder now tinged with a new layer of responsibility. Dr. Marquez continued to examine the data, finding blueprints and schematics of the supercarrier's advanced systems. She discovered hidden sections of the ship, including secure areas that had not yet been explored. The knowledge contained within these areas could reveal even more about the supercarrier's design and purpose. Captain Halston gathered the team. "We have a chance to learn something truly remarkable here, but we must approach this with caution. The ship's tests might be difficult, but they are a part of its legacy." The crew prepared themselves for the challenges ahead. The supercarrier's secrets were now within their grasp, but they needed to prove their worth. The ancient ship had a purpose and a history that demanded respect. As they moved forward, they knew they were on the brink of uncovering a monumental chapter in the history of both humanity and the galaxy. Back at the Galactic Coalition headquarters, news of the ancient supercarrier's discovery spread like wildfire. The Coalition's leaders gathered in a high-security conference room, their faces a mix of excitement, concern, and uncertainty. The room was filled with holographic displays, charts, and data streams, all showing the recent findings from the supercarrier. Commander Auric Thorne, the leader of the Coalition, presided over the meeting. He paced back and forth, clearly deep in thought. "We've learned that the supercarrier holds incredible power and advanced technology," he began. "But we must decide how to handle this discovery. It could change the balance of power in the galaxy." The leaders, a mix of military generals, scientists, and diplomats, looked at each other with a range of emotions. Admiral Kira Wells, a high-ranking military officer, spoke first. "We should consider using the supercarrier's technology to strengthen our own fleet. With its advanced weapons and defenses, we could become the most powerful force in the galaxy." Her words were met with nods of agreement from some of the military leaders. They saw the potential to tip the scales in their favor, especially in a galaxy that was always on the brink of conflict. However, Dr. Leora Kim, a respected scientist and diplomat, raised her hand. "We need to be cautious. The supercarrier was designed for war and survival. If we use its technology without understanding its full implications, we might invite more danger than we expect. Her concerns were echoed by others who were wary of the risks. The supercarrier's AI had already shown its defensive capabilities, and it was clear that the ship's technology was both powerful and unpredictable. Ambassador Jackson Hill, a seasoned diplomat, added his perspective. We must also consider the potential for diplomacy. If we reveal this technology, it might provoke fear and hostility among other galactic powers. We could end up isolating ourselves or igniting a new arms race. The room was filled with heated debate. Some leaders argued for immediate action, pushing for the integration of the supercarrier's technology into the coalition's arsenal. They believed that the opportunity to gain an edge was too valuable to ignore. Others, like Dr. Kim and Ambassador Hill, advocated for a more measured approach. They suggested exploring the technology further before making any decisions and considering the broader consequences of their actions. Commander Thorne listened carefully to each argument, weighing the potential benefits against the risks. "We need to ensure that we're making the right decision," he said. "The supercarrier represents both a tremendous opportunity and a significant risk. We must proceed with caution." As the debate continued, the holographic displays showed simulations of the supercarrier's technology in action. The advanced weapons, shields, and energy sources were impressive, but they also highlighted the potential for destructive power. Dr. Marquez, who was participating remotely from the supercarrier, sent a message to the meeting. "We've just begun to scratch the surface of what this ship can do. The AI has started tests to gauge our intentions. I believe we should take this opportunity to learn more before making any decisions." Her message added a new layer to the debate. The leaders had to consider not only the immediate implications, but also the long-term impact of their choices. The supercarrier's technology could potentially benefit the entire galaxy, but it needed to be handled with care. Finally, Commander Thorne made a decision. "We will form a special task force to continue exploring the supercarrier's technology and assess its potential. This task force will be responsible for evaluating the risks and benefits in detail. We will also begin diplomatic efforts to ensure that we are prepared for any reactions from other galactic powers." The room fell into a focused silence as the leaders accepted the decision. The task force would be composed of experts in technology, diplomacy, and security. They would work together to understand the supercarrier's secrets and develop a strategy for its use. As the meeting adjourned, there was a sense of both anticipation and apprehension. The discovery of the ancient supercarrier had set the stage for a critical moment in galactic history. The coalition was on the brink of a monumental decision that would shape the future of their galaxy. In the days following the decision to form a special task force, the Galactic Coalition worked tirelessly. The task force, composed of the brightest minds in technology, diplomacy, and security, was led by Dr. Elena Marquez. Their mission was to explore the supercarrier's secrets and determine how best to utilize its technology. The team had made significant progress. They had managed to communicate effectively with the supercarrier's AI, learned more about its advanced systems, and even began to unlock some of its hidden features. Yet the more they discovered, the more complex and potentially dangerous the situation became. On a day of crucial importance, Commander Arik Thorne called another meeting of the coalition's leaders. The conference room was tense, filled with anticipation. The data from the task force had been reviewed, and the time had come to make a final decision. Dr. Marquez and her team joined the meeting via holographic link, presenting their findings. "We've explored much of the supercarrier's technology," she began. "The advanced weapons and defensive systems are formidable. However, the AI's protective measures are still very active. It's clear that this ship was designed for extreme scenarios." Admiral Kira Wells was eager to hear the outcome. "Can we integrate this technology into our own fleet? What would be the benefits and risks?" Dr. Marquez nodded. "The technology is incredibly advanced. If we integrate it carefully, it could enhance our capabilities significantly. But we need to consider the risks. The AI's defensive measures are robust, and the ship's power could lead to unintended consequences if not handled properly." Ambassador Jackson Hill added his perspective. "The diplomatic implications of this decision are enormous. Revealing this technology could provoke fear and provoke an arms race. We need to think about the broader impact on our relations with other galactic powers." The room was divided. Some leaders were eager to use the supercarrier's technology to bolster the coalition's strength, seeing it as an opportunity to gain a significant advantage. Others were concerned about the potential for conflict and the ethical implications of wielding such immense power. Commander Thorne took a deep breath and addressed the assembly. This is a pivotal moment. We have the chance to advance our technology and secure our position, but we must also consider the potential fallout. We need to make a decision that balances our immediate needs with the long-term stability of the galaxy. Dr. Marquez spoke again, her voice steady. We must proceed with caution. I propose that we focus on understanding the technology fully before making any moves. We can implement the non-military aspects, such as the energy systems and self-repair technology, while keeping the more destructive capabilities under strict control. Her suggestion sparked another round of discussion. The leaders weighed the benefits of using the ship's advanced technology against the risks of potential conflict. The possibility of an arms race, increased tensions, and the ethical considerations of wielding such power were all factors that needed to be considered. After hours of debate, Commander Thorne made his decision. We will proceed with a phased approach. We will integrate non-military aspects of the supercarrier's technology into our own systems, but we will keep its more destructive capabilities under strict control. We will also initiate diplomatic outreach to other galactic powers to ensure transparency and avoid misunderstandings. The decision was met with mixed reactions. Some leaders were relieved that the coalition was taking a cautious approach, while others were disappointed that the full potential of the supercarrier's technology would not be immediately realized. As the meeting concluded, Dr. Marquez and her team prepared to continue their work. The supercarrier's secrets were still being uncovered, and the task force's next steps would be crucial in shaping the future. The coalition's decision would have a lasting impact on the galaxy, and the team was ready to navigate the challenges ahead. The final choice had been made, balancing ambition with caution. The Galactic Coalition had taken its first steps toward a new era, guided by a blend of technological advancement and diplomatic foresight. As they moved forward, the galaxy watched with bated breath, knowing that the choices made today would shape the future for generations to come.